Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to demonstrate to you our game for CMPG 214. It is an iteration of the game given to us, Queen and Country. Our game's name is Crack the Code. Let's take a look at the background. Mrs. Elizabeth Edelsten is the head and founder of Bookends, the largest manufacturer of hardcover books in the world. Mrs. Edelsten is also an outspoken technophobe. She has but one goal: to destroy all e-readers and Kindles and replace them with physical books. You, a lover of all technology, are deeply offended. However will you stop her evil plan? An anonymous informer tells you Mrs. Edelsten keeps a dark secret hidden on her personal computer. E-books, and lots of them. Make her empire crumble by cracking into her computer and revealing the skeletons she keeps in her closet. The main objective of the game is to answer the 4 security questions on Mrs. Edelsten's computer correctly. The components of the game is the board, the token, 2 6-sided dice, a 30-second timer, the characters, each with a unique ability which gives them a unique advantage in the game, the 4 stations, which represents the 4 security questions, and when answered correctly, you can choose one of 2 correct answers for the security questions. Let's have a look at how the game is played. First, you select your character. I'm choosing Sir Percy Rock. Then, you roll the dice. 6. That is just enough to take me to my first station, the phone book. The phone book is the second security question in the game. What is the name of your first child? A phone book. Maybe you can convince Mr. Edelsten to tell you the answer to this question, but you'll have to be sneaky. You should not suspect a thing. Use social manipulation to convince Mr. Edelsten you are trustworthy. This challenge will test your verbal skills. Describe the concepts below to a player of your choice using only words. If the other player guesses all the words correctly within 30 seconds, you may choose between Mrs. Edelsten's son or daughter. Let's say I had this challenge correct and I choose Emily as my first possible answer to the second security question. Now I will work my way through to all the other stations which I can move to freely, except the one in the middle can only be accessed lastly. All these security questions and stations will test some kind of communication skill. Either it is verbally, as this one, or as we can see in this one, it tests your emotions. This one tests the way you communicate visually, and this one tests how you communicate non-verbally. Once you have visited each station once and you have collected one card of each station of your choice, let me just say, these cards, there are 20 of each. There are just 2 for visual reference, and of these cards there will be 4 of each cards for each player to choose. Now I'm going to demonstrate the digital aspect of the game. First, everyone enters their names. Name 1, name 2, name 3, and name 4. Apologies. Name 3. Then we submit. This is the login screen of Mrs. Edelsten's computer. Now I'll use my name, password attempt number 1 for me. Now I must select the cards that I have. You cannot select any. This is my attempt at cracking Mrs. Edelsten's password. Now I submit. As you can see, I failed, but it has showed me my first hint, which is that the first answer is definitely the cat. Now, you have to put back all your cards and start from the beginning again. You can't just guess over and over. It is important that I mention only you can see this screen, so you have to select next turn. Now, you have to go through all the stations again to collect your cards over, and then you can have your second attempt, password attempt number 2. Now, I know it's the cat, but the rest I still have to figure out. Now I submit. As you can see on my second attempt, it shows me the first and the second answer. And the first person to guess all the answers correctly, as I'm demonstrating here, is the winner of the game. The password is randomly generated each time the application is opened, so at the beginning of each game, not after each round. And this at the top wouldn't be in the final product, it's just for me to have a sneak peek to see what the answer is.